workout done early in the day just to get it over with. Because sometimes I wait till all day and it's like 9 o'clock at night and I'm like, ugh, I need to go work out. So really just getting it done and over with early in the day is really nice. Waist is about the same as yesterday. A little under 25 and a half. Hips are still 36. My thighs are still 20. And my thighs are giving me trouble. I just don't want to get any smaller. Weight is 125.2. So that's about the same amount smaller. Yesterday was 125.4. I've gone from 125.8 to 125.6 to 125.4 to 125.2. I mean, this last pound is just really playing with me. Oh well, but at least I'm decreasing. So I'm going to make a tropical coconut pineapple breakfast. I'm going to cut open this pineapple. I already drank the juice. Ouch. Not going to need very much. So I'm going to cut out, ooh, look how thick and beautiful that is. So I'm going to cut out really small chunks at a time because I want to hammer it up and crush it up. And this pulp is nice and easy. Sometimes it's really hard to get out. So coconut has tons of saturated fat. How in the world is that healthy? To eat a bunch of saturated fat? Well, I really don't know the exact answer. All I know is that anything from a raw fruit is healthy. You know, after I first went vegan and I began staying up all night, literally all night long, not sleeping, just reading and researching about food and diet and health and diseases and I was researching the nutrition information of coconut, and I discovered that coconut is just loaded with saturated fat, and I thought, well, that is really weird. I mean, it just blew me away, like much higher levels than any other fruit. And here coconut is notorious for its tremendous health benefits, and I thought, well, here is a food that's super duper healthy and yet has tons of saturated fat. How can that be? And then, you know, the more I researched, it just occurred to me that it's healthy because it comes from nature. It grows off a plant, comes from nature. I mean, it's plant-based, and it's a fruit seed, so it's healthy and non-fattening. A lot of people think coconut is fattening. It's not the least bit fattening. There's no such thing as a fattening fruit or a fruit seed. They don't exist, or a vegetable. Not fattening. So I thought, well, that is awesome. And I had read before somewhere about how saturated fat is actually healthy for you. It's good for your skin, keeps your skin nice and plump and healthy and less susceptible to heat damage and wrinkling. So the saturated fat in coconut is healthy. So usually when these health articles and medical industry employees talk about saturated fat in a bad, negative way. But they never distinguish between animal saturated fat and plant-based saturated fat, like in coconuts. They usually never distinguish. So they all just classify it all together and say saturated fat is bad, when not all of it is bad. This kind of saturated fat is very healthy. So this is not the same thing as coconut oil. Coconut oil is just the pure coconut fat. You're not getting any of the fiber, you're not getting any of the protein, you're not getting any of the vitamins or the minerals or the water. Okay? Not the same thing. So I don't eat coconut oil, just bottled fat. I don't eat that. I eat the real thing, because all the nutrients want to go down together and work as a team. So that might be unhealthy. Just eating pure fat might be unhealthy. And it has actually shown to be unhealthy. So not the same thing as pure fat. Coconut oil is just pure fat, fat at room temperature. Of this I'm going to need. I'm going to do a lot of coconut. Coconut is also notorious for shrinking your belly. If you go to the library, go online, just Google coconut belly fat. There's going to be tons of sites, information that will come up saying that it has been proven to really shrink visceral fat and abdominal fat. So your body needs fat. Every cell in the body is made of fat. Your cells in your body need fat to live, to exist. The cells run on glucose, but they're made of fat and cholesterol. So without that structural fatty component, your cells are going to be having a tough time. So no, I do not restrict healthy raw plant fat at all in my diet. I eat as much as I want. Okay? It's not the same thing as animal fat or bottled oil. You can't classify all those fats together. So when doctors say high-fat diets are unhealthy, they're talking about animal fat and bottled oil. They're not talking about fresh coconut, just logically. They're not talking about coconuts or avocados. They're generally talking about animal fat and vegetable oil, bottled oils. Olive oil, coconut oil, it's all just pure fat. And it's not meant to be consumed just by itself. More chopping. I want a lot of coconut in my breakfast. So I'm just digging the knife in the pulp and twisting my wrist and popping it out. So now I'm going to chop up this coconut into really small pieces so I can hammer it easily. excuse all the little fruit flies flying around. I leave my windows open all day long, and I always have fruit in the kitchen, so they just congregate in here. They don't bother me. I don't mind fruit flies. They're harmless. Okie dokie. Coconut is a lot lighter than nut, so it doesn't really stay in place. So I'm going to actually cover it with a towel this time, because it really jumps away from you. Or you can just hold one piece in place and chop it up. I think that's what I'm going to do. Don't smash your finger. So this is much fresher and healthier than getting that dried, packaged coconut pulp. Okay, for my base, I'm going to do sliced pineapple, thick pieces of sliced pineapple. Here we go. Pineapple is really juicy. Getting lots of water with pineapple. And just slice off the green part. Just got a pineapple yesterday. I haven't had pineapple in months. center part. Okay. I'm not going to make too much because I think that's enough. So I got about that much pineapple. Because I'm going to load it with a lot of toppings. So if you're making this for just yourself, you don't really need a big, huge base, like tons of pineapple on the bottom, because you might not eat all of it and it's going to go to waste. But if you're making it for several people, you know, make it a huge base. And then I'm going to chop up some plum and sprinkle it on there. Got a beautiful, I think it's a black plum, red plum, I really don't know. It's a plum. Just chop it up into little squares and sprinkle it on there. So the more textures and different flavors you have, the more rich the dish is going to be. So just go crazy. Sprinkle that on top. Now I have pineapple, big chunks of sliced pineapple with little bitty chunks of plum sprinkled on top. Got orange. This is what I'm going to use for my sauce. Instead of strawberries like I did for the other video, it's good to have some kind of sauce to spread all on top because it really helps bind everything together when you're eating it and swish around in your mouth and makes it really juicy and creamy. So I'm going to crush up these oranges and make like an orange fruit toppings on top. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm just going to cut these up into chunks, these oranges, and make a watermelon sauce. I think that's a better idea. So I'm just going to cut these up in chunks. Is a very powerful flavor, so you don't need a whole lot of orange, otherwise it might just take over everything. So I'm just going to use a little bit of orange. some dates, because dates are just awesome. They give that really chewy texture. So I'm going to grab 2 at a time and cut them up 2 at a time. And dates come off of a palm tree, so they'll really complement the pineapple really well. If you've ever had baklava, that Greek dessert, that's exactly what the texture of dates, really chewy and ooey and gooey. But it won't make you fat like baklava will. Dates. Let me wash my hands. Now I'm going to sprinkle my coconut on top. Chop this up a little bit more. I'm just going to do it with a knife. Coconut is hard to chop. Sprinkle that on top. Wow, that looks good. I'm just going to squeeze some lemon juice on top. Watch out for the seeds. Even though lemon seeds are very edible and very healthy, so I might just let 1 or 2 drop in there. Just chew them up really well before you swallow them. And then my watermelon topping. Get all the seeds out. Going to hand crush this, just very lightly hand crush it on top. And really it just disintegrates into water because watermelon is just pure water, almost. So a little bit of red. Got a lot of yellow and orange. Now here's some red. Going to really soak that coconut, make it really watery. Wow. Maybe a little more lemon juice on top. Lemon juice really pops the flavor of all the fruits. Here we go, voila. So this is a lot more citrusy than the one I made yesterday. This one is really refreshing because of watermelon and the orange and all the really water-rich fruits. I could have danced all morning. I just got a lemon seed. Very yummy. So I have pineapple, plums, oranges, coconut, dates, and watermelon. Super, super watery, very hydrating. So this is actually a lot of food. I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat all this. So I might, you can munch on it all day long. It's heavy. My arm's starting to hurt. Ooh, this is good. This is mighty good. Some bananas would have been good on here too. Very tropical. Tropical mix. So I don't have any nuts on here, but you're still getting plenty of fat in the coconut and plenty of protein in the coconut, and watermelon actually has a lot of protein. Every single fruit contains protein. I don't know if most people know that. Every single fruit contains some level of protein. Nuts and seeds just contain higher levels of protein. That's why I eat a lot of nuts and seeds. Fruit seeds. And again, like an almond is actually a seed. It's a nut seed. The part that you eat is the seed. So really when people say nuts, they're actually referring to seeds. So. I keep closing my eyes because I'm just so relaxed. What do you think you're doing? Ooh, got another lemon seed. Woo. That's okay. Lemon seeds are packed with nutrients. They're really good for you. You just got to really chew them up really well. So things like apple seeds, you know, they have a tiny little trace of toxins in them, but a small exposure to toxins is actually beneficial to your body because it helps your body build an immunity against it. I think it's called hormesis. It's the phenomenon of how your body will benefit from very small doses of toxins. It's just the large doses of toxins that you don't want. So, and apple seeds are actually very tasty. They're really sweet. So Mother Nature knows what she's doing. She's got everything worked out just right. This is so good. Ooh, I'm getting full. I knew I wouldn't be able to eat all this. Just divine. You want to go outside, Bella? You want to go outside? Ooh, I'm stuffed. That was delicious. Wow. Oh God. Okay, so no cholesterol in here. Zero cholesterol, tons of nutrients. Tons of fat, but you don't get fat off eating raw plant food. So there have been reports coming out saying that cholesterol is not the cause of heart disease, that inflammation is the cause of heart disease. So all these articles are headlined, cholesterol does not cause heart disease. But if you just get in there and read the fine print and put all the puzzle pieces together, the blame is still pointing back to animal products and highly processed foods. So just the verbiage is being changed, basically. That'll be a whole nother video, but animal products still cause heart disease. I mean, it's been known for years. Animal products cause inflammation. So whether they want to blame the inflammation or the cholesterol, they're not denying that cholesterol is what builds up around the artery wall and narrows the artery. They're not denying that. They're saying it's the inflammation that causes the cholesterol to become trapped. Well, inflammation is caused by an omnivorous diet and processed foods. So it doesn't really matter how you word it. Animal products cause heart disease and cancer. All you have to do is just read the fine print and put the puzzle pieces together, and the blame is still pointing back to animal products. So there's nothing really groundbreaking going on there. All you have to do is read the fine print, and it's pretty much the same. So arteries become irritated by animal products, and just Google saturated fat, trans fat, and inflammation. The saturated fat and trans fat in animal products cause inflammation. So it's nothing's really changing. And again, and they're not denying that it is in fact cholesterol that builds up around the artery wall and makes the artery become smaller and smaller and smaller, more and more narrow, until your brain and your heart and nothing is getting any blood flow or nutrients or glucose or oxygen And that's why you get strokes and heart attacks and all kinds of health problems, you know. This stuff is zero cholesterol. Zero cholesterol and not fattening. Obesity can still cause health problems. So even an obese vegan is still at risk for health problems. Obesity is very unhealthy. So really all the processed foods got to go too. Even if you're not eating any dietary cholesterol, if you're still carrying tons of excess weight, that's not good for your heart or your brain or any of your organs. So if you eat this way, non-fattening and zero dietary cholesterol is really your best bet. And it's delicious.